Is Arda Güler Real Madrid's secret weapon to continuing dominating world football? Well, time will tell, but good news for Madrid fans. Arda is staying in Madrid this season, despite all the rumours of his departure. Since Los Blancos snapped him from the jaws of Barcelona in 2023, he's been dubbed one of the world's brightest stars. Guler showed his incredible talent at the Euros, playing as a false nine and on the wings, but there is an issue he currently faces. Kylian Mbappe and other talented signings have joined Real Madrid's front line, so where will Guler fit in? Well, for now it's unclear, but has Ancelotti seen something special in pre-season and now wants him to play a big role this season? And can Guler prove himself to be in the starting 11 consistently, or will he find himself on the bench? İlkay Gündoğan, midfielder for Barcelona and Germany, who also has Turkish ancestry, believes firmly that Guler will be one of Real Madrid's best players. Guler went to Madrid. He is a very talented football player. I talked to Rudiger. He likes Arda very much too. Yes, he had physical issues, and because of injuries he couldn't start the season, but he is very talented. Even Özil said the same thing. If there is a Turkish football player who's similar to Mesut Özil, name is Arda Güler. I see his future bright, Gündoğan said. It isn't only Gündoğan and Özil that rate Guler highly. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti does too. After his incredible performances at the Euros, which saw him lead his country to the quarter-finals of the tournament with excellent performances, Turkey were one of the dark horses of the tournament, and a quarter-final and very nearly a semi-final was pretty impressive. Guler cut his vacation short so he could resume early with Madrid. He did this so that he could force his way into the Real Madrid squad. Now, having suffered numerous setbacks in his first season at Real and not being given much game time, this naturally led to the speculation that the dynamic player will be on his way out of Real Madrid in search of more game time. Mesut Özil, who said he regards Guler as his little brother after their time together at Fenerbahçe, has weighed in on the situation. He said that Guler should be patient and that his time will come, and he should use the opportunity he has to learn from top players Real Madrid have. Reports claim that Guler has asked Toni Kroos questions about his experience, and now that Kroos has left, Guler can continue to learn from veteran midfielder Luka Modric. Despite advising Guler to stay and learn in Madrid, Mesut has also mentioned that Guler had the option to follow the path of Martin Odegaard, who left Madrid to become a key player for Arsenal. Guler's attitude, though, has impressed the Real Madrid coach, Carlo Ancelotti, who has ended rumours of Guler leaving Los Blancos to go on loan for the 24-25 season. After Real's first pre-season game against AC Milan, which ended in defeat, Ancelotti talked about Guler's versatility and also said, in the future, he could be one of the three midfielders, which hints at some increased game time for the Turk. Now, Guler has undeniable talent. He bears some similarities to left-footed legend Özil, and like Özil, Arda has shown signs of that wand of a left foot, the ridiculous vision and dribbling ability, not to mention, of course, that they both have Turkish heritage. The talented young player was born in February 2005 in Altıntag, near Ankara. When he was 9, he joined Gençler Birliği, a club known in Turkey for developing young talents. He was incredible and caught the attention of scouts after his direct style of play and ability to beat defenders naturally attracted attention. In 2019, when he was 13 and just before his 14th birthday, Fenerbahçe decided to take a chance on Guler and paid next to nothing to secure his signature. The Turkish player has been a lifelong Fenerbahçe fan, and the move was a dream one for him. He got to play for the same club as one of his idols, Alex de Souza, a Fenerbahçe legend who scored 171 goals and registered 136 assists in 344 games for the club between 2004 and 2012. Alex won 3 Turkish league titles with Fenerbahçe, and his impact in the club was so great at the club that he has a statue in his honour. Guler hoped to reach similar heights for the club, and within 18 months he'd begun this journey and made his mark at Fenerbahçe's academy. Now, despite all the challenges the club put before the player, he still stood out. At 15, he began to play for their under-19 team. He scored 10 goals and provided 7 assists in 22 games in the 2020-21 season. Güler thrived in different midfield positions. He was played as a holding midfielder so he could improve on his physical profile. He learned the art of duels and 50-50 challenges. But Güler began to want more than being a holding midfielder. He believed his true position was in attacking midfield, and he appealed to his coaches to let him play higher up the pitch against Galatasaray in May 2021. He also promised he would play well and wouldn't abandon his defensive responsibilities. Well, Güler fulfilled his promise. He was strong when he was tackled and silky when he progressed the ball in the forward positions. Güler performed excellently in that first match with an amazing goal. Well, you can guess what position he played from that game onwards. With his performances in the 2020-21 season, the only way for Güler was up, and he got called up to the first team. Fenerbahçe's first-team manager, Vitor Pereira, wanted to see him up close, and by the end of his first training session with Fenerbahçe's first team, he knew that Fenerbahçe had a gem on their hands. It was just Güler's ball-playing ability that pleased Pereira. The versatile player had great character and self-confidence that a 16-year-old by any right shouldn't yet have. Vitor Pereira, who had lots of experience developing young talents at previous club Porto, was tasked to continue to help develop Güler. He knew the player was one for the future and began to fast-track his development. So when he was 16 years and 174 days old, Pereira handed Güler a first-team debut against HJK Helsinki on August 19, 2021 in a Europa League match. Yet again, he impressed, and 3 days later, he made his Super League debut. He scored his first goal for Fenerbahçe in a 5-2 win over Alanyaspor, and by May, Güler had scored 3 goals and produced 3 assists in just 255 minutes of game time. He even played alongside Özil and learned from the Real Madrid icon. The two of them do share similar skill sets. They both have incredible vision and can operate excellently in tight spaces. Güler, who has great creativity himself, learned the fine art of playmaking firsthand from Özil himself, thrilling and dazzling with his impressive dribbling skill and ability to find his mark from set pieces. He was a big talent even back then, and when Özil left Fenerbahçe, the Turkish forward took over the number 10 jersey for the 23-24 season. Such was the trust and belief that Fenerbahçe had in him, as this shirt has sentimental meaning for the fans, as the number 10 has belonged to the legends of the club, such as Alex de Souza, Mesut Özil and JJ Okocha. Despite his young age, Güler showed he could deal with the pressure that comes with responsibility. However, there was the feeling that Güler's talent was bigger than Fenerbahçe's reach. The big clubs came for him, with Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain among his suitors. However, if Güler was going to leave Fenerbahçe, well, it would only be to one of 2 clubs, Real Madrid or Barcelona. After his performances in the 23-24 season, both clubs came for him. And there were many other clubs who were willing to trigger his release clause of €17.5 million, which seemed a bargain even back then. When Güler signed his professional contract, his first release clause was €5 million before it was then increased to $17.5 million. However, according to reports, when Arda eventually picked Madrid, Güler wanted Fenerbahçe to make more from his sale, and he appealed to Florentino Perez and the Spanish giants to pay more than his release clause. So, in the end, Los Blancos agreed to a €30 million deal in the summer transfer window of 2023, and Güler became a Madridista. Unfortunately, he didn't get off to a flying start. During his first preseason, he got a knee injury and couldn't play a La Liga game for Real until January, and that match was completely unforgettable. So Madrid decided not to rush Güler. He had his first start in April and scored an incredible goal. By the time the season ended, Güler had scored 6 goals in 10 appearances, which included 2 incredible goals against Villarreal. Güler seemed ready, but it wasn't time for shouts and cheers of victory for him just yet, as there was more work to be done. The 2024 Euros were around the corner, and he had missed about 4 games in Turkey's qualifiers. After he debuted for Turkey on the 19th of November 2022 in their 2-1 friendly win against the Czech Republic, Guler scored his first goal against Wales in a Euro 24 qualifier in June 2023. Despite missing out on the later stages of their qualifiers, Turkey took Arda Güler to the competition and he became crucial to how the team played. He scored his only goal in the competition against Georgia, and it was a classic. Receiving the ball just outside the box, Guler edged towards goal and struck the ball from the edge of the box with so much power and finesse that it had no other choice but to curl into the net. The goal was the cap to an unforgettable performance for Guler. He created 5 chances in that game, and with that, Guler became only the third teenager since 1980 to create as many as 5 chances in a Euros match after Wayne Rooney and Pedri. With his efforts in the match, he was awarded the man of the match. Guler was off to a flying start. Against Austria, he was completely unbelievable and was more than just a player. He was a leader and a commander, and he displayed a warrior personality that made him the right fit for Los Blancos. Pre-season has been promising for the youngster, and he put in decent performances after some increased game time from the gaffer. So the question is, could this season be the one for him to put his name on the map and put him near the realm of world class? Time will tell.